Hi, lovelies. I've been sitting here talking to myself for 10 minutes because I thought I had gone live and I didn't press the button all the way. Hi, welcome. You've had time to get your coffee and get ready for the day. I can't believe I just did that. Hi, guys. I'm Heather Powers from Humble Beads. And that was pretty sad. Okay. Hi, guys. I gotta stay humble. That's just the way it is. The universe makes sure that happens every time. Oh my goodness. Hi guys. Welcome, welcome. Sorry about the late start. Like I said, I thought I had pressed the go live button and I had just hovered over it apparently and not pressed it. So thanks for hanging out for 10 minutes. Glad you guys are here. All right, we're going to be making this super fun Scattered Leaves Bracelet today. It's an easy knotting project, very beginner friendly. Hi, Susan and Cassandra and all my friends who are joining. I'm so glad to see you guys here. And if you're new here, hello, hello, welcome. I'm Heather Powers. I'm a bead maker and jewelry designer, author, instructor. And it's my job to keep you guys inspired. I am super inspired by nature and the changing seasons. And so my jewelry often reflects that. And so for our Scattered Leaves project, I'm going to go over that's our little special for the weekend is for every $50 you spend, when you spend $50, you'll receive a pair of those really cool Monarch disc beads that make the most prettiest earrings, or you can add them on any piece of jewelry, but they make really great earrings. And then for every $50 you spend after that, you get a free pair of Autumn Wobbles, which are great little artisan spacers that also make really great earrings. So let's move on to the supply list so that we can get started. Oh yes, we have a very rainy day here too. Very windy, blustery. All the leaves are yellow outside my window. It's perfect fall weather. And our supply list, it's we're going to start. I'm just going to read through it. You're going to need 5mm leather, 10 inches, 22 inches of 2-ply wax linen. It definitely needs to be 2-ply because of the hole on the super duos that we're going to be using. It works better with 2-ply. You'll save yourself a lot of headache and heartache. So a house bead or any other focal that you have, it doesn't have to be a house bead. I just love houses. They've something we've been collecting and making since Jesse and I first got married. And so they just mean home and family and comfort and all the things I love. So I'm always up for a house bead. You're going to need a collection of jump rings, 2 8.25mm jump rings, a 17mm jump ring, 8mm jump ring, an oval jump ring, and 2 head pins so we can make those cute little dangles. Then you're going to need 6 4mm fire polish, 4 4mm cornerless cube beads, and then 1 6mm copper bead cap, O-glass bead, and then a few little 8mm seed beads, a rondelle bead, crimp covers, and our hook clasp. And that is going to get us to our project. Let me, okay, remove. So low. Here we go. Let me get you down here a little bit closer. So this is our fun bracelet. I had it in 2 colorways in the kits. Oh, Katney, great questions. He says, are any of the supplies needed not in the kit? No, Katney, it's a complete kit. Everything is in there. I will share a little tip at the end that you may want to add an extra bead from your stash. But other than that, everything that I listed is in the kit. And I'm out of kits. They sold out already, guys, but we did make a big batch of house beads that I put up on the website today. And I have some super duos that I am adding this afternoon. I had accidentally deleted them on my website, which was really fun. Colleen, the kits have sold out, but the supply list is on my Facebook page or in the TBGE group page. And don't forget to go to the TBGE Facebook page and sign up for our drawing. We're giving away 10 $50 prizes. So many lucky winners. Trick or treat, right? All treats this weekend. And I will be giving away 2 $30 gift certificates at the end of the video. So be sure to hang out. Hi, Sue Woods. Sure miss you, especially on a day like today. Reminds me of our autumn retreats. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with putting together this half of the bracelet, and then we're going to end with the super duos. So I am going to grab my little bead here. Sorry. I'm working with a different color combination that I just put together from products that I have on my website. And so this is the Tiger Lily mix. I'll be adding these after the video. I have to upload them again. So I have about 8 different colorways of the super duos that I'll be using. So those are the color that I'm going to be using for this project. It's a nice little copper and tealish green mix. And then I'm using my autumn branches house bead, which is one I've had in my shop seasonally for a few years, and you guys just love them. Oh yes, Dominique, I have lots of projects on my YouTube channel that uses super duos too, so be sure to check those out on the Humble Beads channel. Okay, so we're going to start by adding our bead to, oh, I forgot to put this on the supply list. It is in your kits, which is 2 inches of 18 gauge wire. And I happen to like the twisted wire. You know, it adds just a little something. So we're going to start with the 18 gauge twisted wire, and this is Parawire. You can use any brand of wire that you'd like. And I'm going to start by creating a simple loop on one end, and I'm going to make sure it's kind of on the bigger side towards the center of my pliers so that it will fit onto the larger, thicker jump ring that we have for that 17 millimeter jump ring. Okay, and now I'm going to start with one of the spacer beads, the cornerless cube beads. I like to have a little bead protecting the top of my house. That way it's not rubbing directly on the edge of the wire. And you will want to straighten out your wire before you try to stick your house through it. There we go. And now I'm going to make a simple loop on the other end. But before I do that, I'm going to rustle up an O bead. That I had here. That's okay. O beads are fabulous little spacers. They're glass beads, but they have a larger hole, so they fit on this 18 gauge wire. Oh, yay! I'm so glad you are subscribing to the YouTube channel, Ruby. I'll try to keep new videos coming your way. I had wanted to do a little latte earring, but I don't think I'm going to get to it. So I'm going to do that on Tuesday. On a live video on Tuesday. Okay, just making sure I have the loop. I want this to be really tight. I don't want there to be any wiggling of the bead so that it doesn't turn around on me on the bracelet. So making sure that that wire doesn't move. Okay, now I'm going to add a maple leaf. I don't think I put this on my supply list either. Boy, I'm going to have to update that. Okay. So we have the maple leaf. Oh, my video is very potatoey, as the kids would say. Does it look fuzzy to you guys? Is my video fuzzy? Let me know. Okay. I'm going to do a wrapped loop on this one. The video is fuzzy. Okay. Let me send a quick message to all of the people in my house to get off the internet. I'm going to be enemy number one. Oh no. Okay. Hopefully that'll get us cleared up. Of course, well, I don't know why it would be doing that. Let me make sure I have everything closed out that I don't need. Right, it is blurry. Come on, technology. You can do it. You can work. So the maple leaf is a Czech glass bead, and I have these little maple leaves in lots of colors on the website. I love mixing Czech glass with humble beads, so I just made a loop, which, oh gosh, the video looks so terrible. Sending another message to my group. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm just going to walk you through. Oh man, I would just really like a video to work. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this around 2 times tightly. And then if I have any more space, 1 extra time. Oh, this video is driving me crazy, guys. Let me see what I can do. Okay, I'm going to close this and come back on. Don't go anywhere. Let's try this out. Oh, yeah, you just gotta love technology. I just really need to do more videos and on a regular basis and get back into the swing of all this. Okay. So let's see if that works any better. Okay, yeah. All right, that's better. So I did the little wrapped loop on the Czech glass sleeve. And now I'm going to, I'm going to do that over because I forgot to put bead on there. You'll get to see me doing it from the beginning. Okay, yeah, much, much better. I don't know what was going on there. I'm going to be putting one of those 4mm cube beads on the top of here because I want it to have a little bit of weight. And again, making sure to keep my hole a little bit larger so that it will accommodate that 17mm twisted jump ring that we're going to be using. And I will update my little supply list that I posted so that everyone has the extra little beads that I forgot to put on there. Okay, and now we're going to do a little 3x5mm rondelle, and I'm going to throw a little flower bead cap on top of that, so it looks like, you know, maybe a little pumpkin, a little teeny tiny one, a baby pumpkin. And again, doing the same thing for the wrapped loop here. And I like to do these little messy wraps where I go around 2 times tightly and then 1 or 2 times on top of that, just to give a little bit of a messy texture. Okay, and now the last thing that I'm going to make for the center of my bracelet, I'm going to take an 8mm jump ring. Thanks for putting up with me, guys. And I have 3mm, I mean, not 3mm, 6 size 6 seed beads, and I'm going to grab 3 of them. Not size 6, these are size 8 seed beads. And I'm grabbing 3 of those size 8 seed beads, sticking them on this jump ring for just a little extra pizzazz. Okay, I got that all closed. Okay, so I have my 3 dangles, my focal bead, and now I'm going to grab my big jump ring, open this guy up, and I'm going to throw on my house, my leaf, and then the jump ring, and then the little tiny rondelle bead. So that's going to be my little spacers. Now I want to close this up really tight. Make sure there's no space in between there. Now I'm going to take my 10 inches of 5mm faux leather. I guess the kids now call it vegan leather. It's very soft, really nice and wearable. This is a great sweater weather bracelet because I like to wear it hanging down a little bit, and all that chunkiness and texture really hold up well against a sweater cuff. Okay, so I've taken the leather, folded it in half, slipped the loop from the front to the back of the jump ring here, and I'm going to pull the 2 ends nice and tight to get a nice tight little lark's head knot there. So that's what we have going on for that. And now this is where you're going to want to take out a ruler, because where you're going to tie the knot depends on how long your bracelet is going to be. I'm a big person, so I like my bracelets to be 8.5 inches. Most people are between 7 and 7.5. So you'll want to put the focal bead on the middle of whatever size you're going to do. So if I'm going to do 7, I'm going to put it at 3.5. So I'm going to put it at 4 because I'm wearing this guy around. And I want to, I want to tie it at the 8-inch, a little bit beyond the 8-inch. Well, no, 8 inches will be, just a little bit beyond the 8 inches because I want it to be a little bit tight. Not too tight. Oh, before I do that, I need to grab the 8.25mm jump ring and make sure that's closed up nice and tight. Your seams should disappear. Okay, let me reconfigure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick on the jump ring onto the two ends of the leather and slide that down. And then I'm going to take my two ends and do just a simple knot, making sure I keep this back one at that 8-inch mark. Make it that nice and tight, and then I have my little jump ring that's going to be my clasp right there, and I'm going to take and cut off the ends of the leather here so that they are the same size with my incredibly unsharp scissors. I'll pretend that's not happening. Okay. All right. Someone asks, what pliers do I have? I'm assuming you're talking about these ones. These are Lindstrom ergonomical pliers, and I highly, highly recommend them. They have a lifetime guarantee, and they just fit really, really comfortably in your hands. So, all right, now I'm going to take this end, and I have my other 8.25 millimeter jump ring, and that's what I'm going to add on this end. And I want to make sure I close this really tightly because I'm going to be adding the thread onto this side, and I don't want to have it come off at any time. Okay, and now we're ready to do the wax linen knotting part. And I'm going to take my 22 inches of wax linen, fold it in half, so I have a little loop here, and I'm going to be sticking the loop from the front, and I'm going to pull it up in the back, and I'm going to stick the two strands and pull them through. And so we're doing that lark's head knot on this side too. So it's really tiny. I'm going to take both threads, wrap them around my finger, and then pull the two ends through the loop. And I want to make sure I'm pulling this nice and tight with the two threads together down to the knot. And so I've made just a simple little knot on the end there. Just thicken that up just the tiniest bit. Okay, now this next part is optional, but it does make things go a little smoother, literally. So I'm going to separate the two pieces of wax linen, and I have an old piece of, I don't know if this is a piece from a brown paper bag or a piece of craft paper. Either one will work. And I'm going to pull my thread through it while I pinch down. And this is going to polish the wax that's on that wax linen. And it will help it so it doesn't get goopy on your beads as you're pulling your beads down. Okay, and I'm going to keep the two ends separated here. And I'm going to take one end, or one side, and I'm going to string on the 4 millimeter fire polished. Let's see. Rosemary, let me know what the question is and I'll answer it for you. I'm not sure if why do I use wax linen? There I go. I see it. I use wax linen for two reasons. One, I like the way it lays. And then the other reason I used wax linen is because I like the way it holds the knots. Because it has wax on it, the knots are really hard to get undone and they hold up. You don't have to add any extra glue or anything when you use the wax linen. Okay, and now it's time to add on the super duos, and I'm going to be adding them on one side the super duos have 2 holes. I'm just going to ignore that other hole. They're just going to fly free. And all I'm doing is trying not to repeat the same bead back to back. So I'm trying to have some variation in the combination that I'm going to use. Okay, I'm going to pull these all the way down. And I like to turn it over so that my my super duos are on the left-hand side. It's just comfortable for me. I don't think it's a trick. You could do it either way, but all I'm going to do is take these 2 ends and tie them in a knot. Just like that. And that gives us that little loop around our bead. And I'm going to take the 2 ends of the thread and I'm going to wrap it around my finger, pull the 2 ends through the loop, and I want to make sure that the 2 strands stay together, that they don't separate or, one's longer than the other. I'm going to push that knot all the way down to where I have the first knot that I tied. So you have 2 knots. And now we're going to separate this again. The 2 threads you're going to separate. And the one that you just did the curve on of the super duos, that's where you're going to put the fire polish beads. So it's the opposite now. So we're going to be going in the opposite direction. So I'm going to start with that fire polish. And then on the opposite side, I'm going to do the 5 super duos. These are regular super duos, Barbara, but you could definitely use mini super duos if you felt inspired to. Okay, sticking these on, doing 5 at a time. And just keeping aware of the last bead that I did, and then not adding the same beads in a row on my little arch here. So just having them random, but a little order in the chaos so that I'm not repeating the pattern. Okay. I'm going to turn this so that my super duos are on the left side, just because that's comfortable for me. And I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm going to take those 2 threads, wrap it around, making sure the threads around the strands stay together, and push that knot all the way down to the bottom, nice and tight here. If for some reason it didn't get quite down there tight enough, you can take the 2 ends and separate them and pull, and that will make your knot a little bit tighter. And now we're going to do the fire polish on the side that has the super duos. And then I'm going to do my little arches on this other side. And I'm going to add on the super duos. Super duos have such a fun texture, great shape. I like how they fan out and do that little curve. But you could experiment and try this with other shape beads or type of beads. I think you could definitely do it with like a size 6 or 8 seed bead, and that would look nice too. Okay, flipping this over, just because I like to have the knot on the left side. I don't know why. Or the super duos on the left side. I do know that when I do a knotting project, I like to do the knot the same way each time so that it looks nice and uniform. So that's something else to keep it in mind. Okay, now we're going to separate the two strands again. Here we go. And on the side with the super duos, I'm going to put my next bead, and I'm going to use one of the cornerless cube beads. So I want a little metal on here. So the middle one is going to be one of the copper beads. And now we're going to add those super duos. Thank you guys for answering questions. If I missed them, if I missed your question, feel free to ask it again. I'll try to check up a little more frequently. It's just me here. I don't have anyone reading my questions, but definitely I want to answer them if you have any. And also at the end of the video when we're drawing the prizes, I can answer questions too if I missed one that was important to you. Okay, so adding those 5 super duos. And I'm going to do my little knot here. And very, very easy, just simple knots, nothing fancy. Okay, we're going to take the 2 cords, wrap them around your finger, pull the strands through the loop, and then you're going to pull that knot down nice and tight up to the last beads. And if you want it to be a little tighter, you can separate it and pull, and that will give you a little bit tighter of a knot. And now we're ready to do the fire polish again. So I just wanted that metal one in the middle, just for a little extra sparkle. Especially when you have, these super duos are really lightweight. So a little metal bead in there also gives it some weight too on that side. The super duos are so much fun to play with. And like I said, guys, I have lots of videos on humble beads on YouTube that shows different ways to use the super duos. I've used them in many a TBGE project, and I will have some super duos on my website later this afternoon. And then I also saw that the bead shop and the bead place have super duos too. And the bead shop, Kate, has a lot of really fun, beautiful color combos. And I love a great color palette of super duos, and she has some fantastic combinations. So if you don't get the ones on my website, because I don't have a lot, I just have a small inventory of them, head over to Bead Shop with your coupon for the TBGE and order some super duos from Kate. She has really great mixes. She's a great colorist, so don't miss out. Okay, I got 2 more to do. I'm going to do these a little bit quicker. Quit playing around here, Heather. I use Irish wax linen. It doesn't really have a brand. It's just Irish wax linen. I have it on the website in all different colors. The Irish wax linen is a type, not necessarily a brand, but it's really high quality wax linen. My favorite to use. I'm also trying not to repeat the same pattern from one little arch to the next, so that there's that appearance of randomness, even though it's a little contrived. Okay, I'm going to tie this knot now. And I'm going to wrap my 2 cords around my finger, pull the end through, and pull this down, and then I have 1 more to make. And on the side with the arch, that's the side I'm going to put the fire polish bead on, and these are 4mm fire polish beads. You could also use any 4mm bead, like a drook or a melon. Feel free to substitute with whatever you have in your stash to create this bracelet. It's pretty adaptable. Okay, almost done here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Oh, Life Joy, send me an email at humblebeads@gmail.com, and I could definitely use some help managing my live chat since it's just me in here. All right, now we're going to do that knot. I like to turn it over. Like I said, I like to do the knot the same way each time. So there's some uniformity here. Tie those 2 together. Wrap these around. There is a little knotting tool. It's a mystery to me, but if you guys find that knotting tool helpful, go ahead and use the little knotting tools that you can get. I know some people that works better for them. Okay, let's see where I'm at here. Now I have my class is about it's 3/4 of an inch long, so I want to make sure I accommodate that too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another cornerless cube bead here. And I'm going to put this on both the strands. So this little bead here is going to go on both the strands. And I'm going to tie a knot. Same knot we've been doing the whole time. Make sure you have that nice and tight. And now we're going to take our clasp and we're going to fix it up just a little bit. Rosemary, I'm not sure. I would probably charge like $55 for this bracelet. I would have to sit down and do all my math and stuff, but just in general, I think I do $55 for bracelets. I don't know. Depends what focal bead you use, and actually, guys, I know some people don't like ChatGPT for certain environmental reasons. I try not to use it very much, but lately I have been asking ChatGPT to help me price work, and it comes up with a formula for me to use, and so don't be afraid to use that. Okay, ball peen hammer, steel block. I'm going to hammer the round part here. Actually, I'm going to hammer the whole thing, but I'm going to hammer more on the curve. I'm going to pinch this in just a little bit. And I'm going to turn it around and do the other side. I am doing just the curve though, not the whole thing. And I'm going to need to pinch that closed before I get too far along here. Okay, and a little bit more hammering. Hammering this for purely aesthetic reasons. I felt it looked a little too wimpy, and so I wanted it to look a little fatter. So hammering does the trick. Oh, guys, it's so nice to see you here, and all your questions and comments. Oh, Carrie, I'm so glad you accidentally found me here today. I know I haven't done videos for a long time, but I'm gonna start doing them again. Oh yes, Sherry says if you had an additional strand of wax linen, you could add tiny seed bead spacers across the fan top. That would be cute, Sherry. Yeah, get creative. I know I have mixed feelings about AI, but it is a tool that's here, and we can either use it or ignore it, but it's here to stay. So, all right, adding my no, excuse me, not adding it directly to the clasp. I'm going to add it to my little oval jump ring that I have here. I think I need to open that up just a tiny bit more. I want to add it to a jump ring so that it I have a little more flexibility in putting that clasp on and how it lays on my wrist, and the jump ring does the trick. Okay, now we're going to take the 2 strands. I'm going to trim off a little bit because I didn't measure my wax linen. I just grabbed the length of it. So I had a little bit too much. So I'm going to take my wax linen and pull it down to the bottom close to my knot, and I'm going to take the 2 ends and pull it back up through my jump ring so that we have 4 strands of the wax linen going over the jump ring. So that gives us a nice a nice thick connection on there. And I'm going to take the 2 ends, I'm going to wrap it around the bracelet, the wax linen on the bracelet, and I'm going to pull the 2 ends through my loop and tie a nice tight knot here. And I'm going to repeat that one more time, and I'm going underneath the first knot that I made. So give us a nice secure connection on here. Make sure it stays above my bead. Okay, so I have it on there nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. That wax linen holds onto itself. You don't need to add any glue or anything. But what I do like to do is cover it up. So I'm going to take a little 4mm crimp bead that I have here, and these are in the kit, and I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and stick it in the center. I'm going to hold onto it tightly so I don't have it go flying, and I'm going to using my thumb and opening up my pliers here, and that's slowly opening up the crimp bead. And each time it opens up, I push it down a little bit further on the pliers to get it nice and wide. I'm going to stick that over my kind of messy knot. Probably could have opened it up just a little bit more, but that's okay. Okay, and now you can use your crimp pliers to close that up, your chain nose pliers, or my favorite are the parallel pliers from beadshop.com. And if you don't have a pair of these, highly recommend parallel pliers. Okay, and I'm going to cut off and leave about a 1/4 of an inch of the wax linen hanging out here, and I'm going to take the 2 strands and twist them the opposite way that they're twisting so that they open up, and this gives me a nice little fringe on the bottom, just a little extra. And so here is my finished bracelet. It's a beauty. I love it. Now I like to wear my bracelets a little bit longer, and so I'm going to give you 2 suggestions, because what will happen is I'll put this on and my top bead is a little bit heavy and it will start to slide towards the back. So a counterweight, a heavier bead on the back will help that, and you can do that with metal charms or a heavy stone bead, or I could do the metal charm and put the leaf on the back here too. And so a little bit of extra weight on the back will help the bracelet not slide around so much. The crimps are from Vintage, Debbie, but you could also check Bead Shop might have them too, or if they sell vintage stuff. I'm not sure. Oh yes, sure. I have all sorts of thoughts on AI and artwork and creativity, but it is a good little business tool to help you analyze stuff. But no, I'm not into AI art or using it for that. Okay. Questions about the bracelet, you guys? And when I wear it with the little the leather on the outside and the dangles heading down towards my hand. That's just the most comfortable way to wear it. Like I said, great for wearing it with sweaters, super fun and easy. Now let's put together a little pair of matching earrings, because we're going to have a whole bunch of extra super duos, and we might as well put those to use. So I'm going to grab 2 pairs of earrings, ear wires, and 2 of those 8mm jump rings. Oh, and this is, I was thinking of adding this onto the charm, which is a little oak leaf from Green Girl Studios, who's coming up next, and I thought that would be really cute too. So I'm not there. I'm going to add them down here, and I would just add them with jump rings onto the end, so that we'll have that counterweight, so that my bracelet doesn't like to roll around on me. Okay, I'm going to open up these 8.25mm jump rings. I'm going to stick them on my ear wire and then close them up. And then I'm going to take about 10 inches. I probably won't need 10 inches, but it's always easier to have more than less. Okay. And I'm going to grab my center of my wax linen, and this is the 2-ply, and I'm going to stick it through the jump ring so that the loop is in the back, and then pull those 2 strands through. I'll have that nice little lark's head knot. And now I'm going to put, and I've done a project like this before, so this isn't something new, but it will be cute and easy. And if you haven't seen it before, surprise. I'm going to add about 5 or 7 super duos. I'll see how many. I think I might want to go with 7. In this one, since there's so few beads, I want to make sure I'm paying attention to the order I have things going in. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do 7. I'm going to do 7 on both sides. I'm going to finish up on this side, pull them all the way down, and then do 7 on the other side. And just trying to get that random look, even though I'm planning it all out. Okay, I almost got the 7 beads on this side. Super Duos, they come in every color under the sun. And like Kate at the bead shop and also Abby at the bead place, they both had single colors too, so you could come up with your own. Oh, I'm going to do a little knot with both of these ends. I'm just going to tie a simple little knot here, just like I did on the other project, and then we're going to take those 2 and I'm going to push those beads all the way down. And I'm going to separate those and pull a little tighter because it wasn't quite as tight of a knot as I'd like down there. So there we go. So now we have this little oval here. Oh, I see I need to close my jump ring up just a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to take my 2 ends and I'm going to slip those through my charm. I might need to cut these so they're the same size. Oh, guys, thank you so much. Clem, that's the sweetest thing. Thank you for saying that. All right. I'm gonna try to get both of those through here. Okay, that's just going to be 1. That's all right. These are handmade from our studio. They're made out of polymer clay, so they are so lightweight. I really want to have both those in. I'm just going to fudge around with it just a tiny bit more. I'm going to take the 2 ends and twist them together tightly and stick them through. Be a little bit more patient. I'll stick my ear wire in there. I think there's a little bit of paint that's blocking it. Oh, anyway, so these are so super lightweight. Like, they weigh nothing. So you don't need, like, I could do just 1 strand on here if I had to. But okay, so I have those 2 through the charm, and I'm going to pull them up 1 on each side of the knot here. I'm going to lay them down, and I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm going to turn it over and tie 1 more. Make sure I have all those beads laying where I want them. And then I'm going to trim it off about 1/4 of an inch again. And then twist them going the opposite way that they're naturally twisted. So you're untwisting them. You can take your little wire and separate them a little bit more. And then you have just a little bit of color and texture off to the side of the charm. There we go. And there is your cute little matching earring to go with your bracelet. And these little guys, we have them in the shop, and they work perfectly with your little Humble Beads houses. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, guys, I have just another minute, I think. I'm going to go back through here again and remind you guys the TBGE special for the weekend is with the $50 purchase, you get the monarch beads, and then for every $50 after that, we give you a free pair of wobbles, which are little colorful artisan spacers. We combine multiple orders over the weekend, refund the shipping, and then add up your little gifts and sprinkle those in your order. I want to let you guys know I'm not sure if you can use the lighter or zapper on the wax linen, because it works to melt the plastic on different polyester cords. And so this is wax linen, so it's a natural cord, so it would actually catch on fire, I think. So I wouldn't do that, which is the great thing about the wax linen, is that what I want to say, it catches onto itself and makes a really secure knot so that you don't need to do anything else to it. Okay, Teresa, I'm going to do the giveaway in just 1 second. Let me pull that up for you guys. One second, I'm working on it. If you guys have a question that didn't get answered, feel free to put it in here and I will. 1 second, guys. I didn't have that pulled up like I thought I did. There we go. And it's going to be hashtag autumn, all lowercase. So that's going to start collecting now. Hashtag autumn. I'm going to add that on here. Oh my gosh, so many comments. Okay, you guys. Yeah. So hashtag autumn. We'll get you in the drawing, and while we're collecting the drawing, let me tell you about some other things that I do. I teach a monthly workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop where we get together and play, and I do seasonal projects, and it's called the Creative Circle, and it's all about jewelry making as self-care. And so if you need a little self-care in this weary little world, join us. It's once a month on the last Monday of each month, and I have a project that I share with you guys. You can work along on that project, or you can work on your own project. The videos are available for lifetime access after the presentation, so you can come back and watch them anytime you want. You can see the first one that we did were these really super cute cross-stitch inspired polymer clay pendants, and I showed you guys how to do that. I also make a really beautiful little journal for you guys every month with jewelry, with prompts on your jewelry making process and your creative process, and that's definitely a passion project of mine, something I love doing. And you sign up for 3 months at a time, so you'll get the month that we just did for September, and then October and November we have projects coming up, and I would love to have you guys join me for that. It's a very affordable little treat for yourself. And then my next class is going to be next weekend. Is that coming up, or the weekend after? I think it's next weekend. Yeah, it's the Van Gogh irises, and I'm going to teach you guys how to make iris beads, and they are so beautiful. And then we're also going to be making image transfers on copper, which are the elements you can see on the left here with the bracelet and the earrings. And we're still accepting registrations for this, and we're sending out kits on Monday, so you'll be able to get them hopefully by the weekend. So those are the 2 classes, workshops that I have coming up, and I will update the supply list and add those to the Humble Beads page, and then also the Great Bead Extravaganza page too. Yes, you can still sign up for the Creative Circle. You'll have instant access to the first month, which we did in September, and then you'll be able to join us live for October and November. And so, all right, guys, I think that's it. I covered everything. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I will go back through and answer any questions if I missed one. And then, of course, you could also email me if you have a question about something that I showed or talked about, or you have a question about the classes, at humblebeads@gmail.com. And I will be more than happy to help you guys out. Humblebeads.com is our website, and that's where you can find all of the goodies. And now we're going to do our drawing. Let me share my screen. Probably already picked the winner by now. Oh, here we go. Amy. Let me get you up there. Amy Funkhauser, awesome last name. You are the winner, and I need you to email me. And I'm going to put my email in the comments. It's humblebeads@gmail.com. And I will send out there we go. I will send out your prize to you. And now we're going to draw our next $30 gift certificate. And our next winner. Yay, congratulations, Amy. You're a new person to me, so I'm so glad to have you here. Lynn Muscat Loose. Uh-oh. Lynn, you are our next winner. Yay! What a fabulous little name here. And so, Linny, go ahead and email me at also humblearts@gmail.com, and we will be sending the gift certificate to you guys today so that you can use them with the special also. All right, guys, I'm going to skedaddle. Next up is Green Girl Studios, and I can't wait to see what Cynthia and Azalea are up to. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a great weekend, and don't forget to enter the giveaway for the big drawing on the TBGE homepage, on the Facebook page. All right, guys, signing out. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Oh, Amy, thank you. I'm so glad. All right, guys, bye.